Hey gang, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to pass the AWS Cloud Practitioner in 5 days. If you've never seen me before, I'm Rob, and I help people just like you transition into IT. Now, if you've never heard of AWS, if you're not really familiar with cloud computing, AWS, Amazon Web Services, is one of the most popular cloud-based web hosting platforms. So long story short, cloud computing means that you're just using somebody else's computer to store your stuff, to network, to move your data. Somebody else is handling all that stuff for you. So the equipment from A to Z. And like I said, the AWS or Amazon Web Services, so many huge corporations use AWS, so it's super important or it's super popular that a lot of people are looking to get certified in AWS. So the AWS is going to give you a fundamental understanding of how Amazon Web Services actually work. Once certified, you'll have a good foundation in cloud concepts, how AWS works, and just the overall terminology that AWS uses. So the AWS is broken down into 4 domains. The 4 domains are going to be cloud concepts, pretty much the basics of cloud computing, security and compliance, how you're going to keep the cloud safe and regulated, technology, pretty much the infrastructure used for AWS, and last but not least, billing and pricing. How much is going to cost you, your company, and what's the best pricing model. So who should actually take this exam? Before we get into that, do me a favor, the price of admission for watching this video, gotta like it, gotta subscribe, gotta leave a comment down below that's either helpful or a question that somebody else can help you with. So AWS is one of those certifications that can be helpful for everybody, no matter where you're at, no matter if you're in HR, no matter if you're working in the help desk, no matter if you're in sales. AWS is literally for everybody. It's just going to give you that foundational knowledge that you would need to become a better help desk professional, a better human resources person, right? Human resources, especially because you will know some of the terminology. You will know what a cloud engineer should know. If you know some of the stuff that the cloud engineer doesn't know, you probably shouldn't hire that guy, right? Or the sales team. The sales team would know some of the terminology and actually understand how the system works. And also in sales, it's super important that you know about billing, about how much stuff is going to cost, just because most businesses like to save money. Now, here's what to expect on the actual exam. Before we get into that, I'd like to thank the sponsors of this here episode, which is going to be the Zero to IT Hero program, a program that's getting people just like you into tech. Now, in the actual exam, you're going to have 90 minutes to knock out 65 questions. And the good thing is you'll know if you suck or not as soon as you finish the exam, right? So it's going to tell you if you pass or if you fail right after you hit submit. Now, let's talk about how you can pass in 5 days. Now, let me reiterate, you can pass in 5 days. Will your ass pass in 5 days? That is completely up to you. So these tools should help you to pass in 5 days, but you passing is ultimately on you. First thing you need to do is know what the hell is on the exam. How can you do that? You can do that by downloading the AWS Exam Objectives. You can go directly to the AWS website and you can download objectives for whatever certification that you're trying to knock out. Since we're talking about the Cloud Practitioner, you can go there and you can download that. If you're lazy, you can go ahead and click the link in the description and download it from there. But that way, you'll know exactly what's on the exam, right? So even though this is an exam for everybody, you still need to study. You still need to make sure that you're prepared as possible. So just make sure that you download those objectives. Next thing you need to do is research and study each domain and every topic within those domains, right? I would say research on every domain shouldn't be any less than 2 hours, right? You need to do research and you need to study each topic and each domain that is on the exam. Last thing you need to do, and what I would suggest you do, is for one, Either join a structured program that can help you pass this quickly. Our students are passing it in about 2 days, or create your own structured program, your own organized way of knocking these things out. First thing, download the objectives. Second thing, research, or study. Last but not least, make an organized plan and an organized way to knock out your studies. Then last but not least is actually go take the damn test. So now I'm going to actually go into some questions and some answers. If you get any of these questions wrong, if you have to think more than 5 seconds on any of these questions, you aren't quite ready to take the exam, and you may need a little bit more than 5 days to prepare. When using Amazon Web Services, you're under a shared responsibility model. Which of the following is AWS responsible for under this model? Developing applications, securing program access, administration of guest operating systems, maintaining physical hardware. AWS is only responsible for maintaining the physical hardware underneath the shared responsibility model. They're responsible for the physical stuff, you're responsible for everything else. If you had a huge database, what AWS service would simplify migration of your database into AWS? AWS Migrate Plus, AWS DMS, EC2, Prime. Now this is an acronym, right? And DMS stands for Data Migration Service. So that's what you would use to migrate your data. If you were to create a virtual network using AWS, which of the following would you use? Amazon VPC, Amazon VTX, WebServe, or AWS TL? This is another acronym. Virtual Private Cloud, VPC. That is what you would use. Now do me a favor right now, make sure you watch our last video that can help you get certified, get a job, and start a tech career. Other than that, I'll see you in class.